Hello Math 6 students, Mr. Giomini. I haven't made a video in a while because I've deactivated my active slate because it wouldn't let me write on the active board. But I am back and in business. I want to take a look at two questions from the third probe that we just took that a majority of us missed. And I think we really missed it because we just didn't really analyze carefully enough or put enough time into devoting, I guess, enough energy into solving the problem. So let's take a look at this first one here. It says, an input-output table is shown. So I see whenever 0 goes in, the number 1 will come out. I see when the number 2 goes in, the number 5 will go out. I see when 6 goes in, I'm not sure what comes out. I see when 10 goes in, 21 comes out. So which value of m fits the pattern in the table? Well, some people chose 7. Now let's think if I put 7 here. If I put in 6, to get 7 I'd probably have to add 1. Well, that must work for all of these. So let's see. Let's try the good old plus 1, because if I use 7, I'm going to put plus 1 in. And again, it's okay to write all over these guys. I don't see many of you actually utilizing the space or trying to really pull apart any work. You're just trying to get an answer, and if it doesn't come quick, you just guess. And there's no perseverance here. So 7 plus 1. So you guys are thinking, hey, just add 1. So let's see here. Well, if I add 1 to this, is 1 plus 0 1? Yeah. If I add 1 to 2, do I get 5? No. So I automatically know 7's not going to work. So let me go to my next one. Let's say that maybe 6, so I put input 6, 9 comes out. Okay, how do I get from 6 to 9? Well, I probably add 3. So let's see here, add 3. Well, 3 plus 0 does not give me 1. 2 plus 3 gives me 5. 10 plus 3 does not give me 20. Remember, it has to work for all three of them, so that's not going to be B. Alright, let's go to the next one. I have 12. Alright, now, what could I do to 6 to make it 12? Well, I could multiply by 2, or I could double. I could double it, which I guess is the same as multiplying by 2, right? Or I could just add. Let's say I always add 6. So let's see here. Let's try any one of those. So multiply by 2. Well, 2 times 0 doesn't give you 1, so it's not going to be multiplying by 2. Let's add 6. Let's try plus 6. Well, 6 plus 0 isn't going to be 1, so it can't be plus 6. Okay. Just based on that, I know the only answer could be is D, but let's think about why it's D. What can I do to 6 to make it 13? Well, I can add 7. Okay, but that's not going to work. How else can I get 6 to become 13? Well, if I double 6, 6 times 2 does give me 12. And how can I get from 12 to 13? Well, I can add 1. So let's see here. Let's try the input, which we'll call the x value. We'll times that by 2, and then we'll add 1 to it and see if we can get the output number. So let's substitute in 0 here. Okay, 0 times 2 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. Hey, that works for that. Let's try inputting 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. Hey, that works. Let's try 6. Let me change colors here. Let's try substituting in 6. Okay, 6 times 1 is 2. I'm sorry, 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. Hey, that's the final answer there. Let's try with 10. Let's input in 10. So let's go 10 times 2 is 20. 20 plus 1 gives me 21. Hey, I'll be darned. That works for all of them. So the correct answer there was D. Let's go to the next one. Another one was missed by quite a few of us. 2-pointer 2. A lot of us had 0 on this, which doesn't help us at all. The graph shows a relation between gallons of gas left in the gas tank of a truck and the number of miles driven. So let's take a look. Gallons of gas left and then miles driven. So when I have 18 gallons in the gas tank, that means I've driven nowhere. So that must mean a full tank. I'm going to write this. When my tank is full, I have 18 gallons. And I'll just put gallons like that, and that equals 0 miles traveled. Okay? Now, in your answer document, determine the number of miles per gallon the truck gets. Explain how you found. So I have to explain, not just show or tell, explain how you found the number of miles per gallon. Alright, so I notice when I have 18 gallons, I've gone nowhere. Okay, when I get to here, here's my next intersection there. That means I've driven 20 miles, and I still have 16 gallons of gas left. So when I have 16 gallons of gas, or I have emptied how many gallons? So to go from 18 to 16, I have used 2 gallons of gas. So when I use 2 gallons of gas, I have traveled how many miles? 20 miles. Okay, how do 20 and 2 work? Let's see here. Let's try another one though real quick. I see another point here. So when I've driven 40 miles, so there's 40 miles driven, I have still 14 gallons of gas left, so that means if I had 16, I take 16 minus another 2 gallons, I am now at 14. So that means there's 2 gallons burnt there, 2 gallons burnt there, so that's 4 gallons that I have burnt. So I have 4 gallons of gas for 40 miles, 2 gallons of gas for 20 miles. Let's see here. When I've traveled 60 miles, I have 12 gallons of gas left. So if I travel, let's see, 18 minus 12, or 18 minus 12, that gives me, 18 minus 12, that gives me 6. So when I have 6 gallons of gas lost, I have traveled 60 miles. Okay, what can I do to 2 to make it 20? I could times by 10. What can I do to 4 to make it 40? I can times by 10. What can I do to 6 to make it 60? I can times by 10. The magic number here seems to be 10. So that must mean to me, now also I could divide all these by 10. That means I've gone on divide this by 10, or maybe I could divide this by 2. If I divide this by 2, that gives me 10. So if I travel 20 miles on 2 gallons, that means I get 10 miles per gallon. Okay, same thing here. When I have 40 miles, 40 divided by 4, that gives me 10 miles per gallon. So if I were to explain this now explain means I'm writing something, so let me erase some of this. I'm going to try to type it as best as I can in the space that I have. Alright, so let's see how I could now put that into words. Let me shrink this font a little bit. Okay, so I know that I can travel 20 miles on 2 gallons of gas. To find how many miles I get per gallon, I am finding the unit rate. I am finding the unit rate. Divide 20 by 2 and you will get 10 miles per gallon of gas. Okay? That there gives me my 2 points, boys and girls. That is definitely math that we should all be able to do, and I am confident you can do. Okay, for evening practice, along with the study link, you also have to figure out what are the 2 numbers that'll go when I input 7 and when I input 9. Now, there's a rule that is going on here. So when I put in 3, I get out 11. When I put in 5, I get out 17. When I put in 6, I get out 18. So the same rule applies for all of these. So you can't say, well, 3 plus 8 is 11. Because then if I add 8, well, if I add 8 here, 8 plus 5 does not give me 17. So that's your other 2 questions for evening practice. Have a great evening.